Well, good afternoon and welcome to this afternoon's coverage of Gateshead versus Altrincham in the first round proper here on Tyneside. The sun has just come out. It's been a bit of a dark and gloomy day here at Gateshead International Stadium so far, and we're hoping that the game isn't dark and gloomy. It should hopefully be a fantastic game. My name is David Garris. It's an absolute pleasure to be bringing you the game today. I'm joined by Mark Carruthers, and all of a sudden my nose has went blocked when we've come on, and I'm sounding a little bit nasally. So apologies for that. But Mark, it's the FA Cup. There's a bit of a buzz about the place, and anything can happen.
That's exactly how I would view this tie. I mean, when the draw came out, it was my first thought was that it's going to be the sort of game where literally anything could happen. And it's a very good Altrincham side, admittedly, one coming here on the back of three consecutive defeats. I think there were mitigating circumstances with those defeats. Gateshead, of course, we shouldn't forget, going in on the back of their own loss, but that was against a very good Fylde side. Both sides will come into this game having to be at their best, and knowing they'll have to be at their best to get through. I haven't really looked at the bookmakers' odds, but I would suggest that they are suggesting just how tight this one is. It could literally go either way.
It certainly could, and we'll say, well, we're just we're in a different position here. You might be able to notice that the sound is noticeably different here, not just because I've got a little bit of a blocked nose, but we are in the press box today. A big thank you to everyone that has tuned in and joined us, because there is 4 commentaries here today. I think it probably could be one of the most covered games in the first round of the FA Cup for a non-league side. So thank you for joining us. Hopefully we can bring you an enjoyable game. But yeah, it's to say the stadium, just looking down in front of us, the stands is filling up very nicely here. Hopefully we can get over 1,000 for, I think, it'll be the 3rd game in a row, which would be an amazing achievement. So as I say, thank you for joining us. That's the first thing. But if it is a full interactive commentary here. We have got a message from Mark Fraser. He's put up the heat, and we can put it up on the screen like that. So if you'd like to send us a message, let us know where you're listening from, and we'll do that right throughout. And also as well, a little bit of housekeeping before we carry on any further. We had a fantastic show here on the Heat on Me podcast on Thursday night with former Gator boss Gary Mills, of course, the man that took us to Wembley. It was an amazing podcast, and please do go and view that on all of our platforms. You won't be let down. We had an amazing time with Gary, and it was a lovely preview, or should we say a pre-show, for his show on the rearranged book launch and talking on the 21st of November, and tickets are still available for that. So please do that, get involved, and say hopefully you enjoy the show, and you can join us on next Thursday at 9 p.m. And like and subscribe. That'd be fantastic. And we know there is a few people isolating that's listening today. We wish that you are back safe and healthy and back with us here at Gateshead International Stadium very, very soon. And Mark, just having a look about, obviously Altrincham, they had a COVID situation, and they had, I think, 75% of their team had to go into isolation. They are a part-time side. And do you think that can play an effect, because how much fitness can they keep 10 days in the house with not being able to go out running and on a bike or whatever?
I know the manager, Phil Parkinson, and he is someone who always has fit sides. So yeah. I think they'll be up for it. They'll be ready for it, and I'm fairly certain they'll be right up for this today.
They certainly will be, and I think we're about to have a moment's silence. I don't think it is happening now. It went very quiet in the stand. It's very hard to gauge in here. Obviously, Remembrance Sunday is next weekend, and I think this is the home game before that. So Gator will be recognising that. We do have some people from, I think it is the Naval Cadets down there, and some ex-servicemen. So that will be fantastically observed just before kickoff. And we have got the team sheets here in front of us. I'll go through the Gateshead side quickly. It is Jacob Chapman in goal, Alex Nicholson, Mike Williamson, Lewis Story, Jacob Chapman, Dan Ward, Ollie Bailey, the captain Greg Ollie, Adam Campbell, Macaulay Langstaff, and Kedwin Scott. And on the bench is Jack Hunter, Paul Blackett, Connor Panny, and Ryan Womble. So a very strong side we've got out there. A side capable of scoring goals, Mark, and you would expect that back at home ground that all three of the front the strikers will be wanting to get back on the score sheet.
it's a very attack-minded side. You know, two wing backs that like getting forward, in Nicholson and Jacob. What I would say today, I think there's a big focus on Owen Bailey, sat just in front of that back four protecting. You know, he's got to use all of his intelligence to really spot danger. You might have to fill in at wing back if one of those two goes forward. But you look at the midfield alongside him, Dan Ward and Greg Ollie as well. They like to get forward. They like to play on the front foot. So that to me just puts as much focus on Owen as anyone else in this side. He could be the key today.
Certainly, he certainly is. And as we are speaking, you may be able to hear in the background, we are picking up a little bit of crowd noise. We have some ex-servicemen coming out onto the pitch with their brigade flags, and obviously the reefs, the poppy reefs, and we've got I think representatives from all the armed services, and noticeably we've got the naval uniform in the middle, and our chairman Neil Pinkerton, submariner himself. So great to see the club getting behind this today. I'll wait for the moment, the minute silence to start. We'll be going quiet just to take this in. If you are just joining us at the moment, we're Gateshead are observing a minute silence, and we are waiting for this to continue, and we'll be back with you very, very soon. Well, we are here live from Gateshead International Stadium. If you have just tuned in there, and it was quite. Everybody thought we were doing the minute silence there. I think it's been a little bit of miscommunication out on the pitch. I think it'll happen with the referee. Everyone went quiet because the ex-servicemen came out with their flags and obviously the poppy wreaths. But we're waiting for that. So we are live, 100%. You can message us. And I'll just quickly go through the Altrincham side. They have Matthew Gould in goal. Jake Malt is the captain. Joshua Hannick, Ryan Kolikoff, Kennedy Diggy, David Fitzpatrick, Joe Senior, Tobias Malarkey, and it is Daniel Whitehead, Barry Bagley, and Thomas Pears make up the starting line. I'll quickly go through the gated lineup here. It is Jacob Chapman in goal, Alex Nicholson, Mike Williamson, Lewis Story, Matty Jacob, Dan Ward, Owen Bailey, Greg Ollie is the captain, Adam Campbell, Macaulay Langstaff, and Kedwin Scott. It looks like we are getting ready for the minute silence here. There was a little bit of everybody in the stand went quiet there, Mark. Everyone thought it was happening a little bit there, but it's about to happen now. This is going to be the moment of silence in remembrance for our servicemen over the years. As the wreaths are about to be placed down near the centre spot, and the referee will be blowing the whistle to start the minute silence. There we go, the minute silence immaculately observed, and everyone's thoughts with the people that have served us for our freedom, and we thank them for that and remember them. But this is the FA Cup, and this is first round, and Gateshead will be ready to do their part here this afternoon. Mark, if anyone's just joined us now, it's going to be an exciting affair, this one. It's a winnable game for both teams. They'll both be going into it thinking they can get into the hat for the second round.
I think it's a tie that both sides will be looking at in a very similar way. I think they both know they're in for a severe test. They'll both know that they've got to be at their best to get through this. And they'll both know that if they don't perform the best, they'll get punished by the opposition, because these are two very good sides. I firmly believe Gateshead are as strong as a lot of clubs in the league that Altrincham are currently in. Altrincham, despite the recent blip, are definitely a top half National League side. They've established themselves up there now. And I think this is just a great test for both sides.
It certainly is, and we're about to kick off, and this is how Gateshead line up this afternoon. It's Matty Jacob in goal, Alex Nicholson, Mike Williamson, Lewis Story, Matty Jacob, Dan Ward, Owen Bailey, Greg Ollie the captain, Adam Campbell, Macaulay Langstaff and Kedwin Scott. And on the bench is Jack Hunter, Blackett, Connor Penny and Ryan Womble. So we're all set up, Gateshead in their black and white check shirts, shooting from right to left. And Altrincham in a yellow shirt, blue shorts and yellow socks. And they'll be shooting towards the felon end. And we're all set up here as we kick off. And hopefully we're in a different commentary position. You might be able to hear by the sound difference. So hopefully I can pick out shirt numbers for Altrincham and get the names and numbers right. But Gateshead have cleared the ball and it's a throw into Altrincham level with the corner of their box on the far side. So from in here, we can hear the Gateshead fans are in fine voice so far. And as I say, thank you for choosing us. There is 3 other commentaries today, and we appreciate that.
There's only one, really.
I was wanting to say that, but we will be diplomatic. But no, thank you very much for joining us. Remember, fully interactive. Let us know where you're listening from and send in your messages throughout the show. There's a throw in on the far side. There's Altrincham. Pass it back towards defender. Can't say his name at the moment. We will get there. There's the captain, Malt, that plays it back. It's played over the top. Mike Williamson wins the header down. Greg Ollie flicks the ball on, but it's intercepted by the left back of Altrincham and foul given away by, I think it was Kedwin Scott there. As the ball's played out to the right-hand side and the right back couldn't keep it in. Number 24, which is, yes, it is 24, Joe Senior.
Just looking at Gateshead's immediate setup, it looks as if Kedwin Scott's playing in that number 9 role at the top end of the pitch with Macaulay Langstaff on the left and Adam Campbell on the right. It'd be interesting to see if that changes throughout the game.
It changes style of play as well. Are they going to look to play it up to him to nod it down? But Dan Ward's doing well, manages to play the ball out to Jacob, who does he keep the ball in? He does, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Certainly high entry start from Gateshead.
It certainly is. And it's a strange viewing position up here, isn't it, to do the commentary? We are, as I say, right up in the right-hand side of the stand.
It's difficult when you've got white numbers on the back of yellow shirts.
It is, yeah.
As the Altrincham players do, so you may have to bear with us today.
Yeah, with an extra 20 or 30 metres away from one side of the pitch. But as the ball is played out, and Senior, well, his defensive partner didn't give him any favours there, and the ball goes out for a throw into Gateshead. Is Kedwin playing? He certainly is. As Matty Jacob has got the ball back to him and he couldn't control it, and it goes out again for the 3rd time in about the same position for a throw-in, but this time to Altrincham, who put the ball up, and Matty Jacob manages to deflect the ball away. It was headed clear by Bailey, but it's been brought down by, Greg Ollie just intercepts the ball and gets it to Matty Jacob on the left-hand side, keeps the ball in, pumps the ball forward for the run of Kedwin Scott, but he would have been asking a lot of him to try and get on the end of that, and Gould just rolls that out to the defender in front of him, who plays it forward. Well, Kedwin Scott nearly wins the ball back, but deflected back into a yellow shirt, and now Altrincham can try and put the ball out to Senior. The ball just didn't seem to bounce up for him there, and foul given on Langstaff.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, the ball just didn't bounce there, did it, for Senior? It just seemed to stick.
Just looking at Gateshead, they're really pressing high here, and Altrincham are having real issues trying to get out from the back. They're trying to play out from the back like so many teams do this year, but at the moment I should say. But Gateshead's pressure is just not allowing them out, and most of the games taking place in their half because they can't get the ball forward. I don't know if we can't tell in here really, but it looks as if there's a bit of wind blustering around this place, as it normally is.
Yeah, you can see by the trees on the far side there, they are practically bending over in some places, but get to play the ball out from the back as it's played back to Chapman. Story shows for him just inside the box, plays it back to Chapman. He's got Williamson on the other side of the box if he wants to give it to him, and he does. Back to Chapman.
We've got an elderly gentleman just down at the left of us here, not happy with Gateshead playing out from the back.
You can't please everybody, Mark. You can't please everybody. We've learned that with our commentary. You can't please everybody. As Story receives the ball back, and Gates are just happy to play it around the back at the moment.
The thing is, they do it, and they do it very well. So, they're not in trouble. They've played this lovely here.
Kedwin drops deep there and passes it back out to Williamson, who finds himself on the right-hand flank. Bailey drops deep to pass it all the way back to Chapman, who's comfortable with the ball at his feet, lays it out to Lewis Story, who brings the ball up the left-hand side of the pitch, just crosses the halfway line, gets it to Matty Jacob, plays it into the centre there, and, well, the defender could have done a bit better with that, and out it goes, does it? And, yes, it's a corner to Gateshead, and, well...
I think that tells us everything we need to know about the wind. It's clearly blown towards that Altrincham goal at the moment, but this is a really, really positive start from Gateshead.
Yeah, well, someone's told us we should have bring binoculars next time if we're going to be up here. I think we can agree with that. But Greg Ollie comes over to take the corner down here on the left-hand side of the stand. Gateshead committing more players forward than what they were in the FA Cup game against Mask. I
didn't hear it.
Ollie whips this one in. It goes in the centre there, headed clear, but it's going to fall to Dan Ward. No, he's just beaten in the air to it, and now Altrincham can try and break. And he's got a man to his left. If he can play it through the centre, tries to beat his man, gets past him, but the cover and play from Owen Bailey, fantastic from the midfielder there. He had his defenders back, and that is some fantastic cover and play.
Well, I said it before before the teams came out, that Owen Bailey's role in this side today is pivotal to Gateshead's chances. That's exactly what I meant. He's got to be aware of the danger, playing in just in front of that back four. And I honestly think he could decide this game today for Gateshead.
Well, Gateshead just managed to pinch the ball away from the Altrincham forward's feet, and now it's going to be cleared by Alex Nicholson over the top. Greg Ollie's trying to chase it down, but the big defender's there, and Campbell nearly wins the follow-up ball, and it's played all the way back to Gold in his area. Takes a touch, clears the ball out towards the right-hand wing, but Matty Jacobs there to head the ball clear, comes back up towards the Gateshead defence, and Gateshead just pass it around the back and get the game back under control as it's out with Nicholson on the right-hand side. Seems weird to see him back in a right-back's position after 2 seasons at centre-back. The ball goes out for a Gateshead throw just near the dugout of Altrincham, the visitors.
2 very good seasons at centre-back, we should say, as well. He's slotted in there lovely.
It's filling in at the right-back position for the injured Tinkler. Always a big miss not having Robbie Tinkler in the side. As Jacob manages to get the ball to, well, nearly got there. It was a good interception as well from there. And that's a fantastic double tackle, and it's been pulled back for an initial foul there. I didn't see the one back there, but the double tackle there was a thing of beauty. They both got the ball.
It was, but I think Macaulay Langstaff has just pulled the player back, and I think that's why he's brought it back.
Yeah.
Probably, I would say the right decision. He's just trying to play the advantage.
Well, a free kick's taken from just inside the Altrincham half. It did look like an offside move there, but Altrincham now have the ball through Bagley. Bagley has to pass it all the way back to Senior. Senior back to Bagley. Hugging the right touchline. Senior now puts it inside to Bagley. Can he get it through? And, well, Gateshead players just swarm around when they had the ball on the edge of the box. The danger's not clear yet. As Altrincham put it back out to Senior. Senior takes a touch, carries it down the line, plays it inside to Bagley. And now Altrincham looking to whip a ball into the box. It goes there, and offside flag went up. And I'm not being funny, Mark, that was not offside.
He's had 2 decisions. I mean, we're very lucky, I suppose, where we are here, because we're right in line with both decisions this linesman's had to be given so far. The first one was offside.
I don't know if he was making up for the one that was, but that was...
First decision was offside, and he's not given it. And then the second one wasn't offside, and he has given it. So at the moment, I'm not inspiring confidence, is he?
On the law of averages, he's evened himself out there. But if you're on the Altrincham bench, you're not going to be happy with that decision there. As Nicholson has the ball, plays it to Campbell, who drops deep back to Nicholson, who just sprays it across to Story, who has acres of space to run into, gets into the centre circle, plays it to Langstaff, lovely touch out to Jacob. Jacob can take it down the left-hand side. Can he cross the ball in? He can. Oh, and there was just nobody there, but it's going to fall to Campbell on the other side. He's got the ball, goes for his shots, and he should have laid that off. It's going to fall to Nicholson on the right-hand side. He's got an opportunity to play the ball into Ollie, and they played it behind him. And now Altrincham can try and break, but they're still inside their own half. And they're happy to put it back to senior. He's got Bagley in front of him, isn't giving him much of an option here. He has to check his run. Nearly lost his footing. And now Altrincham can try and get it across to the left-hand side of the pitch.
There's a lovely energy about Gateshead so far. They're really working hard as a unit here.
Well, just as he said that there, Nicholson was the ball deflected off him, but Campbell was back to help out there. And now Altrincham can try and get the ball in. They have to get the ball more central or inside the Gateshead half. About a third of the way in. Now Bagley has the ball, but Gateshead back in numbers and holding a good shape here at the moment. As Altrincham tried to pick a ball to thread through, and Gateshead, the numbers have paid off. The ball from Langstaff to Kedwin wasn't the greatest, but in truth, if he had it turned round, he didn't have many options to go with the ball himself. But Gateshead a little bit deep at the moment. Brought down on the far side, but Ollie's there to intercept the ball and played off an Altrincham player for a throw-in.
An intriguing request for an Altrincham throw in there from the left-hand side. Ball clattered off and went out of play, and then appealed for a throw in. Hopeful at best.
Well, Nicholson receives the ball from the ball boy on the far side.
Kind of just waiting for something to happen here. It feels as if something's coming, but
yeah, it's. I think Altrincham as well. I think Gateshead are definitely giving them some respect with the amount of numbers that they're getting back in while defending. Gateshead was sitting pretty deep there before on that last attack, but effectively they didn't give them any gaps. There wasn't anything, and Altrincham had to second guess themselves by trying to pass it across the midfield. Well, now Altrincham ball intercepted, and Campbell gets the ball to Kedwin Scott. Nice bit of footwork, tries to dance around a few players. Unfortunately, tries to beat one too many. Campbell intercepts the ball. He's like a rash in between midfield and the forward line at the moment.
Bit harsh.
Well, I was just trying to paint a picture that he's everywhere at the moment, making life irritable for the Altrincham players as the ball's played back to Chapman. And a lovely ball forward there for Kedwin Scott. Was he fouled? Referee says no. He was the last man. And in truth, Kedwin Scott did raise his arm first, looking for something, I thought.
My question for the ref there would be, why would he go down?
Exactly.
Because he's getting that ball, let's be honest, he's getting there first. And you don't just throw yourself to the floor. There would be no need to.
Well, the ball's back to Good, who clears the ball in turn. Owen Bailey, fantastic, strong play there, making Altrincham have to pass the ball backwards. And Ollie closing the ball down, it's deflected off him, played forward down the left-hand side, and Gateshead really are pressing when Altrincham get onto the ball, as it's going to, crossfield ball there is going to go out for a throw-in about 10 yards from the corner flag, just down in front of us.
Nice touch on the linesman.
Well, you're just waiting for that gap to open up, aren't you? So if you're just joining us and we sound a little bit different, we are in the press box today. There's two BBC commentaries down in the normal position, and they take priority with the ISDN lines. But thank you very much for staying with us. 0-0 here. FA Cup first round. We're about 13 minutes in here to the first half, and no chances made just yet. But Gateshead with some lovely press and play at the moment. Well, Gateshead take the free kick again. The referee wasn't happy with the initial taking of it. This ball played off Bagley for a throw into Gateshead just inside their own half. Now, Jacob, the youngster unknown from Hull, who's really enjoying himself here, as Dan Ward gets the ball and goes down the left-hand side. This is a good opportunity to get the ball in the box. It's about 35 yards out, right on the touchline, and an opportunity to swing one in.
I suggest there's a plan here, because Louis Story's marching towards the taker. I think it's Greg Ollie going to swing it in, but no, he's speaking the
I think he said. Well, what he had planned was a mouthful for the referee there.
Should say, for all he's achieved in his career, this will be Louis' first round game as well.
Was it? It's well, can he pop up with a goal after you've said that here? let's see. Greg Ollie whips this one in, all the rushing
ball.
into the box, 6-yard box, headed clear, but only as far as the edge. McCall Langstaff gets it down. A little flick there from, I think it was Kedwin Scott. In fact, it was Mike Williamson. It didn't get anywhere, and the balls went all the way back to Chapman, who pumps the ball up towards the left-hand side. Nodded on by Campbell. Can Kedwin Scott bring it down? Offside flag goes up. And it's a free kick to Altrincham, quickly taken. Senior just scoops the ball away. Dan Ward does fantastic there. Appeals for a foul there. I don't know why, but Gateshead are in possession of the ball. Back to Nicholson, who finds himself in the left-back slot at the moment. Gives it to Matty Jacob. Back to Nicholson. Gateshead fluid with the movement at the moment as Nicholson passes the ball back to Chapman. Lewis Story's out on the left wing at the moment. Left wing back position now.
Total football.
Right wing back, sorry, should I say. It is. As Ollie comes back, he's the furthest man back. So it is. It's very fluid total football, as Mark said. And now Nicholson pumps the ball.
That's not the worst ball either.
Yeah, well, nods it out, and that is throw into Gateshead just in front of the Altrincham dugout. 0-0. FA Cup first round action. Both teams looking to get into the hat for the second round draw tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow. The first round was on a Sunday.
It's Monday night.
Now. Oh well,
after the Salford time.
They're just trying to trick us as it's put out to the right hand side, and Campbell plays the ball forward. I thought the offside flag was going to go up there, but Kedwin's onside, lays it off to Campbell. Can he get a first time cross? And he can. There's Smith Langstaff! Hits the post. Oh, I don't think he was expecting that to come through.
I've got to be honest, I don't think that has hit the post. I could be wrong from my angle. It's slightly different to yours, I should say, but I think he's just put that slightly wide. It's a great ball across, a wonderful ball, and Langstaff, I think, just needs to be a little bit earlier with his slide there. Yeah, but that's a great chance, first chance of the game. It just
seemed to really ping wide, and my initial impression was that it hit the post. I suppose the replay will tell us on the highlights, but as I say, a goal, well, the best opportunity of the game so far.
Gateshead really opened Altrincham up there.
Yeah. Well, Owen Bailey in a battle there, and the ball was won by Piers. But it goes all the way through to Chapman, who is happy enough just to pick it up and roll it out to Mike Williamson. Now Nicholson places it inside to Ollie, who's dropped deep to get a bit more action on the ball. As Dan Ward seems to be playing that Ollie role that's been happening this season. He's just behind the front three, or front two as it were at the moment. Gator just happy to pass the ball around. Oh, lovely vision there from Chapman. Puts the ball across the grass to Nicholson, who lays it off to Ollie. Ollie carries the ball forward, pings a lovely crossfield ball to Langstaff, who brings the ball down. Takes it down towards the dead ball line. Can he cross it in? Wins a corner. For a second, I thought he was just going to lay it off to Bailey there, but he decided to go himself, and it's the right decision.
At the minute, there's only one side in this, and it's Gateshead. But I'll tell you, they've got to take a chance here while they're on top. You've got to score, and Altrincham just, as I say, can't get out. Gateshead control and possession, looking very good so far. Some of the movement, the passing is good to see. It's nice and patient, and they're picking and choosing the moments. They just need to get a goal when they're on top.
And they're certainly committing more men forward than what they did in the previous FA Cup tie. There's only Alex Nicholson back on the halfway line. Everyone inside the Altrincham half as Ollie's going to take this one. In it comes towards the near post, headed clear, but Nicholson's the man to pick it up. Gets it to Campbell. Campbell gets it to Ollie. Can Ollie look to get this ball into the box? Cuts inside now. He puts one across there. Anyone at the back post? And it's going to be kept in by Lewis Story, still with Gateshead now, and that's a lovely touch there from Kedwin Scott. Manages to get a shot off, deflected out, and Gateshead still in possession. Mike Williamson on the halfway line plays it to Nicholson. Can they get this ball back out to the flanks to get it into the box as Jacob gets it to Langstaff, who's on the left-hand side, plays it all the way back to Nicholson. Now it's going to go across the centre of the park to Mike Williamson, just halfway inside his own half. Gateshead trying to get the ball moving forward. I can see a crossfield ball coming here. He just changed his mind there. Dan Waters and Akers on the far side, but Gateshead played through the middle. Lovely touch there as Campbell's touch let him down. Kedwin Scott received the ball from Mike Williamson. A lovely flick found its way to Campbell and it just wouldn't sit up for him. But that was beautiful.
Yeah, it's that first touch. Adam Campbell's first touch is normally so reliable. It's just got away from him there. Just came at an awkward height in his defence, but Gateshead again just slicing through Altrincham.
Gold with the clearance up the pitch as Jacob has time just to pass that back to Chapman. Now Lewis Story receives the ball on the edge of the box, pumps the ball forward, looking for the run of Kedwin Scott, and for a second there, thought the Altrincham defender had wrong-footed himself and nodded down by Campbell, picked out a yellow shirt instead of a teammate. But now Altrincham try and break down the left-hand side. There's lots of Gateshead shirts back, and the ball comes in. Nicholson's there, and he always scooped the ball up in the air, manages to win the ball, managed to put it out for a corner, but Gateshead making life a little bit harder for themselves than what it should have been there.
Yeah, they were, but that's the first time Altrincham have really got out, and Gateshead looked uncomfortable there defending that. Nicholson, I mean, again, we should say in here we can't tell what the wind's like, but it does seem to be blustery.
Yeah, just as I say, the hill next to the stand on the far side, which is covered in foliage these days, you can see the tops of the trees are really blowing about. But we wait for this corner from the far side here, just in front of us. We've got a great view of this. It's a poor corner there, headed clear by Matty Jacob, and Mike Williamson's touch wasn't the greatest and had to be headed out for a throw-in halfway inside the Gateshead half on the far side. You can see by the players' shirts as well, it is blustery down there. But 0-0.
What Gateshead don't want is they don't want a situation like they had last time in the first round against Oldham, where they bossed the game for large parts of the 90 minutes and got turned over. They need to make the chances count here.
Well, Bailey wins the header there. It was a poor throw-in and lovely touch from Kedwin. Manages to go to Dan Ward, who gets to just slow it down. And now we're starting to see a bit of press and play from Altrincham here. They've changing their tactics somewhat as Bailey gets the ball in the middle of the park. Can he get it out to Campbell? Campbell's got space to run into here. He's got Ollie in front of him as well. And now he plays the ball down the channel for Ollie. Is there too much on it? Can he get it in? Oh, and what a waste. Let's say that if it had been weighted a little bit better, that was going to be an opportunity to get the ball in the box.
It's really patient again, and just picking the right passes at the right times until the last moment there. I mean, it's not too difficult to pass down the line.
We have mentioned the wind out there, and I said in the opening minutes of the game, I thought the ball had stuck on the playing surface. I think it was the wind. Looking back now, so it is quite blustery conditions out there at the moment. As Altrincham have their goal kick here. Mike Williamson goes up for the header, loses out to Hannock. Played back to Chapman. Well, Kedwin Scott enjoying a good tussle there with the Altrincham defender, and that's Bagley's just cleared that over his shoulder all the way through straight to Chapman, and he lays it out to Lewis Story. Lovely ball to Matty Jacob. Jacob just lays it up now. Good support from lovely stuff from Langstaff to get it back to Matty Jacob, and ball just overrun and managed to be cleared, but only as far as the Gateshead shirt on the halfway line is. Now Nicholson plays it out to Campbell. Campbell happy to play it to Owen Bailey just on the centre spot. Carries the ball to the left out to Matty Jacob, who had to keep it in. Gets it to Langstaff. He's got time to turn, plays the ball through to Jacob. He just seemed to hesitate on that one there, but Jacob wins the ball back. It's a little bit sloppy from Altrincham. Story gives it to Bailey, back inside the Gateshead half. Now Story has the ball again, left-hand side, plays it into the centre. Campbell, his ball was a little bit loose there to Mike Williamson, who clears it in turn and nearly put under pressure. As the ball comes back over the top, Mike Williamson with a little side flick there, gets it out to Matty Jacob, and Jacob just in turn gives it to Story. And we are seeing a little bit more pressure applied from Altrincham. Now the ball's out onto the far side, is passed into the middle, and say the delivery wasn't the greatest, and Nicholson has given away a foul on the far side. Well, linesman flagged straight away, and then the referee gave it. The referee had a full view of that.
To be honest, I thought he got the ball.
And the flag went up instantly on the far side. 24 minutes gone here. I think the clock started a little bit late, so maybe 25 minutes. Because we had kicked off and I looked down and we've been playing for about a minute, and then it said 3 seconds on the clock. So I think we are a minute behind on the stadium clock at the moment. But Mike Williamson is having to battle there, and that's good defending from the big man there. And the ball goes out for a goal kick.
Done very well there.
He's done really well. And there was a little bit of me thought, did he get the final touch there? And the forward for Altrincham is, he was grabbing his head in disbelief there. But I think it's
on Piers.
Yeah, Piers. I hope he's all right. For a second there, he was bent over a little bit, Mike Williamson. I thought he might have took a knock.
There's a bit of some words going on here between the two of them. This is good. That's what we want.
It's the magic of the FA Cup, this. There we go. Gateshead taking the ball short. They're in no hurry. As now Chapman looks like he's going to send this one out to Nicholson there. Teased us would look like he was going to clear it up the pitch, but now Mike Williamson does.
What a ball that is.
Gets it to Dan Ward. Dan Ward now plays it to Story. Story's got Chapman in front of him. Lovely football. Can Chapman open up with the ball in front of him? He's been closed down a little bit.
Chapman's a goalkeeper, Dave.
It's Jacob, Matty Jacob. That's what's getting us. Oh, the ball nearly through to Dan Ward. Chapman, you know what it is? It's the Jacob. It's the Jacob thing. That's where it is. That's not that I'm used to.
That would be total football.
It would be total football if
goalkeeper popping up on the right wing, left wing even.
Yeah. Well, Bernard McWilliams did say you had to keep me right on Twitter today, so you did there. You did your job. One faux pas. We'll try and keep it at one faux pas a game. As Jacob nods it forward, it's fell to an Altrincham shirt here. We're going to try and build from the back now. Altrincham got it out to the left-hand side. Ball, lovely close down there. And Nicholson didn't bring the ball down. And now Altrincham are on the attack. And that is not a foul in my... There was...
he's not booking him.
He's booked him. I know he's booked Campbell for the reaction. That looked like. So I think Campbell got the yellow there. The only way to describe that is that the player was going past Ollie. Ollie didn't put a leg out, didn't put an arm out. He stood with his hands up in the air and the player went down. If there was contact, we couldn't see it from here. But a free kick in a dangerous position here. It's about 40 yards out, 45 yards out on the left-hand side, but it's an opportunity to swing the ball in the box. And Altrincham have committed players forward here. Kennedy Dickey is up there as well with the captain Moult there at the back. And in comes this ball. It hasn't been cleared by Gateshead. Shot off, deflected, but the bounce took the sting out of it, and Chapman could just easily collect that. And he rules it out to Lewis Story.
That's a bit of a let-off, Dave, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, it was. We said it was a dangerous place to put one in as the ball's played forward for Dan Ward to chase this down towards the dead ball line. Can he get there? Defender has to clear that out, and that is a throw-in. Yeah, referee was taking his time to let us know what it was going to be. I've got a big aluminium pool in front of me covering the corner flag, so I couldn't see which side it went. Although, no, he's given a corner. It is a corner.
Dave, there's no need to call us that.
If I'd have been describing you, I would have said skinny.
You'd be wrong.
As Ollie puts this one in here towards the 6-yard box. He has to fist it away. Jacob heads it forward. It must have been a foul. The free kick being given. So if you're joining us, probably about 29 minutes in here, Gateshead National Stadium, 0-0 FA Cup first round action. And it's been a game that Gateshead have probably looked slightly the better, but you've got to respect Altrincham. They're from the league above, and they've showed a couple of times that they can get the ball forward.
I think we're seeing a very dangerous Altrincham here. I know they haven't shown a lot going forward, but I think they've shown enough to suggest Gateshead have got to stick to this and concentrate. Gateshead have been the better side, no doubt about that, but there's enough in this Altrincham side to bother them.
Well, a curling ball to Senior there as he plays it inside to Bagley. And now the captain was just intercepted there, but the ball fell to an Altrincham shirt, and Ollie had to pull out of that tackle there as the ball's out on the left-hand side as the sun just covers about 10 yards of the far side. It's really bright and low, but Gateshead managed to come away with the ball. Nicholson pumps the ball over the top. There isn't a Gateshead shirt there, and it's just going to give Altrincham the chance to bring the ball forward again.
Gateshead, just for the moment, have dropped their levels a little bit here.
Yep, as the ball's played out to the left-hand side, he's in acres of space. If he can bring it down, Nicholson's there. Lovely defending. Out it goes for a corner on the far side.
I'll tell you what, if that ball went in first time, the Gateshead wouldn't bother because there was a man in the middle on his own. I think it might have been Piers. It hadn't been picked up, and if that ball could have went in quicker, it's
just as you mentioned, the energy levels just seem to have dropped a little bit because in the first 25 minutes of the game, they wouldn't have been given the space to get that ball out to the left-hand side. But it's a throw-in, on the far side. I thought it went in for
it's a difficult angle from here, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's because normally we're bang centre on the halfway line, and at the moment we're up a height towards the right-hand side of the pitch, as the sun is shining down on where the action is on the left-hand touchline. And, well, very fortunate there for the Altrincham player who managed to keep it in, but Mike Williamson's there to put it out for a throw-in. And, well, if they've got a long throw in their side, it's another opportunity to get the ball in the box.
Unusual weather-wise at the minute, isn't it? Grey skies above. Looks anything like it's going to rain, but sunshine.
And also as well, I thought we might have been a little bit warmer in here.
It's very cold.
It is. It's a little bit chilly in the press box. As the ball's put in there, Mike Williamson's having to stand tall and twisting and turning from the Altrincham players as Nicholson puts it out for a throw-in on the far side. And this is sustained pressure from Altrincham that we haven't seen in this game so far.
It is the best spell in the game, and I think you're seeing that extra, that quality that they've got and that level above just shining through a little bit here.
Well, they've got the ball on the left-hand side, trying to work a way in. They still have the ball on the left-hand side. Cut in, to cross in there, and Chapman.
Oh, it's a great take,
Wow, that seemed to dip just behind him, and he had to bend his body and pick the ball up behind him in midair. That was weird.
Clearly caught the wind, hasn't it? He's done very well there.
Certainly has. Well, now Mike Williamson has the ball at his feet. What can Gateshead do here as Campbell plays it back to Chapman? Story. Just seem to be closing down the angles a little bit more Altrincham here. And Gateshead have got a lot more players forward to aim at to maybe put it over the top. But Matty Jacob receives the ball, plays it to Langstaff, who has to control it under pressure from Senior. Does he keep the ball in? Well, referee says no. To throw in to Altrincham just in front of their own desk and sub bench. And just getting a little bit scrappy here. Linesman and referee didn't know who to give that to there for a second.
Between them, they got that wrong because that was a Gateshead ball. But anyway, it's just got a little bit scrappy here from Gateshead.
Yeah, they've lost the composure at the moment. And it's all the way back with the Altrincham goalkeeper who puts it out to the far side, kept in by the left back. Has to cut inside with the ball, played into the centre. And we're just seeing the tempo rise from Altrincham as they put this ball out to the right-hand side, and that's asking a lot of Senior to try and get to, but to throw into Gateshead halfway inside their own half. And
I mentioned that we were waiting for something to happen, and I thought it would, but it hasn't. We're still waiting for probably the first really big chance of the game.
Yeah, we haven't had a shot on target at all, have we, so far? But it's been hasn't been a boring game so far.
Bubbling under.
It's still waiting for that one thing to ignite it as the ball is pumped over the top for Kedwin Scott, and out it goes for a throw-in.
I'll be quite tempted to swap Langstaff and Kedwin.
Yeah, because there's a lot of the ball coming out to the left-hand side, and Langstaff's doing an all right job, but Kedwin's just a little bit stronger holding the ball up, in my opinion. But you wouldn't be shocked to see some movement among the front three as the ball's out to the left-hand side. Nicholson puts his head in and Gateshead's way and wins the ball. Couldn't direct it towards another Gateshead player, but he's still chasing it down. Defender has to carry it forward.
Great work rate.
Now Gateshead's starting to close down players when they're on the ball, and that's going to be, well, I thought it was going to be a foul given there, but Gateshead have the ball through. Ollie just inside the on half on the far side. They win it. Well, thought they won a throw-in. But Ollie was judged to have just kicked it straight out. Alan Guess has put keep the concentration, lads.
And that's exactly right, by the way. it is about concentration here for Gateshead. I think second half they're going to come under a bit of pressure because the wind is clearly going down towards that the end that they're attacking at the moment. So they'll be defending their second half, and they've just got to stay focused.
Well, now they carry the ball down the left-hand side, Altrincham, and Owen Bailey was there to intercept again. Great stuff. Dan Ward needs to get to this ball, and was he fouled there? Referee says no. Well, it looks like... Well, looking at that, he must have caught the ankle of the Altrincham player there. Initially, it looked like Dan Ward came up.
He's going to book him, you know.
It looked like Dan Ward came off worse there in the initial, because he bounced away from the other player. And from here, I can't see if he caught him on the ankle, whatever, but he's up, the player. And now the referee wasn't going to book him until there was...
He's been surrounded by 3 or 4 Altrincham players.
He wasn't off the ground. Both players went for the ball. It was a 50-50. And our initial impressions, I thought he'd come off worse because he bounced off the player. So, but we've got a free kick here just inside the Gateshead half, pinged over the top, looking for the big men, nodded across the box. Can Gateshead get this ball away? Played over the top. Well, only David Fitzpatrick manages to bring it down. There was no Gateshead player near him to put him under pressure as he still has the ball, pumps the ball up towards the big men, nodded on towards the edge of the box, and Gateshead trying to scramble to get this ball away, and it's going to fall to a yellow shirt again. Gateshead sitting very deep at the moment. They're holding the shape though. Senior been very involved for a right back today. Now it's played into the centre there, and Kedwin Scott nearly got the ball, and just thought that was going to sit up for Greg Ollie, but it bounced across, and it could have been through on goal, but it's been cleared by the...
You know, we talk about discipline with Gateshead. That was brilliant, what we just seen there. That little minute of play there. Altrincham putting a little bit of pressure on. Gateshead have just kept the structure defensively. They've pressed out, they've forced them backwards, and they've forced the error from the goalkeeper. That's really impressive from Gateshead.
Well, we just need to keep this going at the moment and get the ball higher up the pitch. And see, we've had no casting and chances. We've had a ball across the box that Langstaff couldn't get to. We had the shot that I thought initially hit the post, but seemed it went straight away. But now it's put out to the left-hand side. Jacob looks to cut inside with the ball, plays it back to Lewis Story. Lewis Story, if he looks up, can get the ball back to Jacob. Inside to Ward. Ward's got a player all over his back at the moment. He's doing well to get away from him.
Done very well there.
And Owen Bailey passes it back to Mike Williamson. It's back inside the Gateshead half, but Gateshead still in possession. Now with Nicholson. Back to Chapman. Gateshead very happy to stay in possession and try and build. The ball's pumped out towards Jacob and just bounces out of play for a throw-in. Quickly taken by Senior back to Malarkey, sorry. Bagley brings the ball down. Lovely turn by Ollie. Manages to bring Campbell into play. Plays the ball through. Kedwin Scott brought the ball down. I thought it was initially aiming for Langstaff, and now Altrincham try and bring the ball forward. Bagley picks up the ball after some good work from his teammate, who gets the ball back now and plays the ball forward. That's good movement from Senior. Can he cross the ball in? Lewis Story is there to put it out. Just say that Ryan Kulikoff there, some lovely movement from the left winger. You come right across to the right-hand side and made life difficult.
Yeah, a really good break from Altrincham there down the right-hand side. Some, neat passing. It's a great final ball to get the man in right-hand side. He probably should do better with the ball in the area, I've got to be honest, but this is dangerous.
Bagley's going to take this corner just in front of us. He whips it in towards there, and it's, Gateshead didn't get near it, headed over the bar, and, really, that should have been cleared.
Probably should have done a little bit better with that one.
Yeah.
He's 12 yards out, but he's just got under the ball, just misjudged the flight, and it's gone harmlessly over the bar.
Maybe doing the Lewis Story or Mike Williamson a discredit there. Probably did enough to put him off. They didn't win the ball, but they were in and around it as Jacob pumps the ball up to Langstaff. It's a nice bit of movement and foot play there by Jacob, and the ball's going through. Can Campbell capitalise on this poor
Oh,
back
he's done
pass,
very
and
well
that's
there,
a
G.
good
Very well.
defending there from Altrincham. I cannot see his number because he's still white in the
Kennedy Diggy.
He's looked a good, very good player. Senior gets the ball from Kennedy Diggy, and his clearances went more up and up in the air than what has went forward, but Bagley nodded it on. Only as far as Williamson. Pumps up towards Jacob, didn't get the header, but Langstaff's there to try and flick it on to Ollie, and that's going to go up the left-hand side.
Great touch.
And now Gateshead try and get this ball higher up the pitch as Matty Jacob was surrounded by two players. Wins a throw in for his troubles. The leftover venison put the ref sound shocking. And Liam Wood, Altrincham fan, come on, Alty. Thank you very much for choosing us. As I say, there is a few more commentaries available today. We appreciate everyone that has joined us. As Altrincham get the ball through the middle, Matty Jacobs there to intercept again. It has went very scrappy all of a sudden. As now it's nodded down by, lovely pass and play by Gateshead, and there was a late foul on Greg Ollie. It's been brought back. Ollie's down and he's holding his ankle there. I don't know why he pulled it back when Gateshead were on a dangerous attack, but on comes the physio, Chris Bell, and hopefully this isn't too bad for Ollie. The crowd are baying for a card here, and there is a yellow card awarded. I can't see the shirt number of who it was given to. They were going number 29. That is Daniel Whitehead. And, well, I followed the ball. I didn't see the initial tackle. So,
well, the referee should have followed the ball as well, because Gateshead had a lovely break. I think they had a 2-on-2 on the edge of heading towards the edge of the Altrincham area. And
thankfully, Greg Ollie is up on his feet. He's sorting out his socks. He's all right. He's just took one for the team. But Gateshead have an opportunity here to pump the ball up towards the edge of the box. About 15 yards in from the halfway line in the Altrincham half. Well, Eriton's listening in as always. Wouldn't listen to any other commentary. Well, that's lovely. Keep up the good work. Well,
Gateshead with a strange setup here.
Yeah, well, they've played it short as down the left-hand side. Matty Jacob gives the ball back to Greg Ollie. Back to Jacob, back to Ollie. Ollie plays it on the inside there. And you could see the idea, but it would have to be an inch-perfect ball to get in between the goalkeeper and the defenders there.
Yeah, Gateshead opened them up a little bit there, but the ball just wasn't there from Greg, which is a surprise.
Well, Altrincham just passing the ball around their back four. Now it's forward. Bagley lays it inside to Senior. Senior carries the ball forward, but he runs into trouble. And Gateshead can bring the ball forward. Can they start an attack here? Owen Bailey gets it to Dan Ward. Back to Bailey. And the defender does very well, the midfielder, to break up that attack. And Altrincham just slip on the ball. Can Gateshead get to this one as Digley slips as well? It's a comedy of errors out there at the moment, but Gateshead now can try and get the ball forward through Campbell. Plays it for Dan Ward.
Must be offside.
I thought that was a suspicion of offside, but he keeps it next to the corner flag. Can he get this ball to Campbell? He can. Campbell looks to cross this one in, doesn't get the best cross, and it's going to be cleared by Altrincham. And Gateshead really should be able to capitalise a little bit better on that attack, but it's still not over yet. Well, it is now as Altrincham come away with the ball, and this is a good turn. Gets it out to Bagley on the right-hand side. If he looks up, he can play it into the centre. Drives forward with the ball himself into the middle of the park. And now he lays it off to his defensive players, and they can try and build from the back inside the Gateshead half. Well, it goes out to the left winger on the far side, Ryan Kulikoff. And they're happy just to pass this around and stifle Gateshead's play at the moment. Doing as Gateshead do, making the ball do the work as Bagley plays it back to his midfielder.
It's good pressure. Really good pressure.
Gateshead make them play all the way back to their own goalkeeper there. Gateshead intercept the ball in the middle and now plays the ball forward for Greg Ollie. Can he get this there? And the keeper comes out very brave from the keeper, gets the ball. And, well, I thought Ollie might have just been able to get there just before him, but that was, Gateshead made something out of nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, again, it comes down to Owen Bailey breaking up the play, read the ball out from the back and got Gateshead off on a break. Again, it's just a final ball. It's just overhit slightly by Kendall Scott. And otherwise, I think we can safely say Greg Ollie in that position would have scored.
Campbell pinged the ball forward. A lovely interception from Gateshead again, but Digley's there to intercept and clear the ball. And see, you're just waiting for, dare I say, a mistake from a defender here to Gateshead get through.
It feels like one of those games where it's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be a brilliant goal or a brilliant bit of play, or a mistake that's going to open the score in here.
Ollie plays it through there. Oh, I think he left it. I think Edwin Scott left it thinking that Macaulay Langstaff was going to run to it, but it was in between them. Wasn't the best communication.
It's been a better end of the half from Gateshead. They've kind of had a half of 3/3 here. The first third they were excellent. The last third they were excellent. In between, just dropped the levels a little bit.
I think we're going to have 1 or 2 minutes added on here at the end. We've had a couple of stoppages. And the fourth official does have the board in his hand at the moment.
You can only see 2 minutes maximum, can't you? There's only the stoppage for Ollie.
Well, as the throw-in's taken, we wait for the board to turn around towards us. 2 minutes added on here, and we're probably a minute into that already. Even though the clock says we've got 20 seconds left of normal time, but it did start a little bit late, I believe. It's Chapman gives it back to Nicholson. A nice play from Gator. Can they get the ball forward though? Oh, and the ball just wouldn't sit up for Ollie. I give credit to the midfield of Altrincham though, closing it down. And do Altrincham have one last attack of them in here in the dying moments of the first half? Senior just stops his run, plays it back, and it's back with the Altrincham defence, and they play it out towards the left-hand side. Nodded forward there for the lovely tackle there from Mike Williamson, stopping the run of Thomas Piers there. Well, referee is a little glance there. There must be enough time to get this throw-in in. There we go. And well, McCullough goes for a shot, doesn't get the connection or the accuracy there, and it's a goal kick to Gateshead. And you would imagine, Mark, that's probably all that's going to happen here for the first half. But Gateshead could probably go in fairly happy. They haven't been tested too much, but they'll be wanting to ask more questions of the Altrincham defence.
I think the biggest compliment you can pay Gateshead here is the fact, Altrincham are a top 10 side in the league above, and Gateshead haven't looked out of place. I think that bodes well for the future, for the promotion bid. But this is about today, trying to get a result, and I think Gateshead will be slightly the happier of the two sides. But I think Altrincham, given that they've been playing against the wind, will be satisfied. They've got in at 0-0. So, there is a half-time whistle, and I think it's, again, I said it earlier, it's been a half football where it's bubbled under. You've kind of felt something's going to happen, but it never really has. And I don't know if the conditions are playing a part, but both sides will expect better second half.
They certainly will. Well, it's 0-0 here at Gateshead International Stadium. FA Cup first round, Gateshead versus Altrincham. We've had moments of threatening football to getting the ball in the box, but it hasn't really materialised. But it's still been a good game. We hope you've enjoyed it. We are going to play a segment from Thursday's podcast with Gary Mills. If you like it, why not go and watch the full episode on our YouTube or Facebook accounts? And we'll be back with you when the teams come back out for the second half. Remember, don't go anywhere else and stay with the Heat Army podcast.
If you are new, please do like and subscribe, share the show, and hopefully we can reach more fans that sit in the stand on a match day and get them all talking about this. But Mickey, we've had a little chat with Gary. We're about to bring him in, but are you excited for this one?
The special one. The real special
special one. Well, I'll tell you what, we're just going to play a little intro and then we'll be speaking to the man himself. Hello there, Gary. Welcome to the show. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you very much. No, it's a pleasure to be on.
We're not worthy.
I'm the same as you. To all you beautiful people up there in Gateshead.
Same.
Thank you.
Needs his contact lenses back in, good, Davey.
He does. Gary, as I said, it's a pleasure to have you on. We've wanted to do this ever since you were a manager. We didn't get round to it when you were with the club, and thankfully now we're able to maybe look back at that Wembley moment without it hurting too much. It still hurts, but we can look back on it as a fantastic memory now. But just before we start off, of course, you were going to be at the social club now for a second there. The Holly Hill, is it Holly Hill? Holly Hill, there we go, got it right. For your book that is coming out. I've got a picture of it here. So there we go. And obviously it got rearranged, but the new date is the 21st of November, I believe.
It is, but it's not Holly Hill now. It's changed.
Oh.
It is now Gateshead Masonic Hall.
Ah, right. So we'll push that. We'll get that out on all the podcasts and the build up to that. So it should be.
If you would, please. Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Get your funny handshakes ready.
Under the arm and between the legs. I'll be doing them all. Gary, obviously you've got the book coming out. And we want to talk to you about go down memory lane about your time at Gateshead as well. But Mickey's and myself have been listening to a couple of the podcasts that you've been on, and Mickey's got a couple of questions that haven't really been asked, and I'll let Mickey crack away with the first one.
Well, thank you. First one is, Gary, who did you support as a young kid, and who were you pretending to be in the schoolyard?
Good question. My dad was a player at Northampton Town all his career. So obviously, when I was really young, he was still involved. Well, he was always involved right through his life. Northampton Town for different ways, and certainly as a player. And I saw the back end of him playing the last few reserve games. So Northampton then, but then Arsenal. I fell in love with Arsenal, and Arsenal were my team. But it's a funny one actually. When you used to go and play over the local park, you used to play with your mates, and you was always and they probably still do it now. I'm not sure, but you was always different players. And Arsenal win from the FA Cup final, Charlie George going on his back. So every time I scored between the two jumpers, I used to jump on my back, and I was Charlie George. And then, which is unbelievable for me, he joined Forest, and I played up front with him. So it was just one of the unbelievable dreams that happened to me as a young player. And that's why I called my book Young Millsy, really, because there was so much happened when I was young. I couldn't take it all in. It was all happening. It was incredible.
So what about your career with junior football and eventually getting signed with Forest?
Yeah, just local village team here. Then I played for a team called Long Buckby for 5 years until I was 16. But I played. My dad managed those actually, that Long Buckby men's team, and he put me in the side at 14. But then I went to Forest at 14 and played in the Central League for 2 years. Trained with the first team for 2 years when I used to go up in school holidays, and I got bollocks, and I got told like any other player from the manager, but he was helping me grow up, so it was just incredible.
It must have been an amazing time, because obviously I would imagine at that point that was when Brian Clough arrived at Nottingham Forest as well, and then you were there, part of the club, seeing the rise, and then ultimately with the European Cup. But you probably get asked a million times and probably get asked a million more times. What was Brian Clough like?
Well, listen, whatever you think he was like, he was. You know, he had everything about him. He was the nicest bloke. He was the most arrogant bloke. He was ignorant. He was sincere. He was just everything, you know. And that was what he was like. And day in, day out, you didn't know which one you were going to get.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've done it, and I've seen, you know, your Shiltons and your Andersons and your Francis and that hide in a room as he was walking down the corridor because they didn't know what reaction they was going to get from him.
So I'm guessing the TV interviews, that was the real Brian Clough. It wasn't just all bravado.
Listen, absolutely, and you know, when I do my talk in 3 weeks' time, or when it is now, at these things to say, listen, everything he's saying is true, because people go, no way, that didn't happen, no way, that couldn't happen, and seriously, they all happened. It was incredible. I went out there at 14 and training with my first training session, and I remember training with the first team, and I couldn't believe how simple it was and what things were happening. You know, I'm not going to tell you everything because I'm going to be telling a lot on the thing, but incredible, and it was the best upbringing I could have ever had.
And
sorry, Davey, there's a fine line between genius and madness, isn't it? That's what they say.
Yeah.
Cloughy fits that to a T.
Listen, absolute genius. You know, that's when you was asking me what he was like, I should have said genius, because I say it all the time. Absolute genius. And you was either his type of player or you wasn't, you know, and if you wasn't, then you didn't last long.
It's hard not to have the romance of football and watching interviews with him. And then I was going to ask you about the Damned United as well. Have you seen that, of course? But was it an accurate portrayal of the man in front of the camera? Because obviously, with behind the scenes, none of us really know. But was it an accurate one, or did it not do him justice?
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one for me because, you know, I knew him from Forest, you know, not the Leeds situation. So there were certain things in there that I could see happening. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I know Nigel Clough and his family weren't happy with some of the things that were going on there, that we portrayed how he was. So I knew they weren't happy with some of the film, and so they can answer that a lot better than me. But certainly, you know, the medals in the bins and all that. Oh yeah,
that medals, pots, pans.
I could see that happening.
I could. I never paid for them.
Just while we're on about that, obviously played in the European Cup final and won against Kevin Keegan's Hamburg. I've got the team up here. Just some amazing players that you played with. Peter Shilton, of course, Viv Anderson.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that with the little bit of highlights there from the Gary Mills podcast that was on Thursday night, 9 p.m. That is when the Heed Army podcast is normally on, and we'd love you to join us. We have club interviews, fan interviews, former players, and we even try and reach out to some opposing fans as well. So if you'd like to join us this Thursday at 9 p.m, we haven't announced who we've got yet because, frankly, we haven't arranged anything yet. But that shouldn't put you off. It should be an absolutely fantastic game. I've just been down to use the facilities here at Gateshead National Stadium, and it is packed. Where we are at the moment, we're kind of cut off on one side of the stand, and there's the other side of the press box in our way, but it's definitely got to be over 1,000, and you would hope towards 1,500 here today. And if that is, well done to everybody at the club, the advertisements, and should be very proud of themselves if we can get somewhere near that attendance today. Well, you can still send it in your messages. Please do subscribe as well. Thank you to Joe Pickering, who subscribed to the channel. It really does help. We just want it not for monetary gains. We're not going to have that many subscribers, I don't think. But it's just about trying to get the algorithm out there and getting more people talking about Gateshead and finding out about this fantastic hidden gem on the banks of the Tyne. And hopefully we'll be talking on Thursday about this little team in the next round of the FA Cup. But there's a lot of football to be played here at Gateshead International Stadium. It's Gateshead versus Altrincham. We'll be bringing you the second half very, very soon. It's 0-0 here. No cast iron chances yet. But it's been a game that has not disappointed so far. Gateshead have been playing some good pressing football. And Altrincham from the team above, from the league above, say top 10 side. They are no pushovers by any stretch of the imagination, but Gateshead have matched them so far this afternoon, and it has been an enjoyable game so far, and hopefully the second half will continue to do that. Just while we're on, we'll do a little bit of housekeeping and a little keep ourselves in good grace with the club. Why not get yourself a Christmas present of the new home shirt, which is available on the Gateshead FC website. Click on that and you will see the shop option. As you can see there, Gateshead Central Taxis, the sponsor, and on the sleeve you've got Kobe, the hairdressers, and I think season ticket holders get a discount as well if you want to go and get your hair cut where the players get theirs done. And on the back there, Tony Carter Transport Limited. The away shirt, look at that, that's snazzy as well. Claret and blue. Get yourself one of them for a loved one for Christmas, or why not give your wife or husband, partner, significant other, give them a wink, give them a nudge, and point them in that direction of what you might want for Christmas. So get yourself on there. Also as well, do follow all of not just our social media. We'd love you to do that and share every post, but do it with the club's official website and the Gateshead Soul. They put up a lot of information, and they will be doing so about match reports, previews, and the fantastic work that Jack McGragan does do here for Gateshead, the press officer. You'll see the build-up, the videos, the interviews. He's always done a fantastic job since he's been here at Gateshead, but this season there is some absolutely sterling work, and it shouldn't go unnoticed. So please do that. And Mark would say we're just waiting for the teams to come out here, and nervously excited since I've been out in the crowd there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big day for the club, isn't it? I mean, it's haven't been in the second round of the competition since that Luton game on the Sunday. When was that the game when Scott Barrow
came back from the dead? Yeah, when he was unconscious.
He did, yeah. And obviously that was a bit of a sobering day, a heavy defeat. But I mean, me and you commentated on the Oldham game here, and to this day, I'm still not sure how Gateshead didn't get through that, because they bossed the League Two side, admittedly a pretty poor League Two side, but they bossed them for best part of 90 minutes without being able to get through. Now, what we should say is there is still a lot of football to play in this game. They are facing a side from a high level with a lot of players that I've seen enough of over the years to know that they're going to cause Gateshead problems in the second half. There's a very strong bench in Altrincham. The likes of Denanga and Kozlo.
Well, Kozlo has just come on the pitch now for Barry Bagley, so they have made a tactical change here. So say Kozlo is well known at the level above, and say very creative player, scores the odd goal as well, and they'll be looking to utilise him in the second half.
Now Matt Kozlo is a player that Phil Parkinson, the I think he's a Nantwich manager there, which is funny, given my next sentence, but they work together at Nantwich. And Kozlo was always a threat in the Northern Premier League. Now he's stepped up, and he doesn't look out of place at this new level. I mean, he's such an energetic player, and that energy is it spreads around the side. So I think we'll see a more energetic performance from Altrincham second half. Gateshead have got to match that. They've got to match the intensity that they're going to face, and if they can do that, they can get through this. But at the minute, it's in the balance for me.
Well, the teams are out. We're about to kick off here. Gateshead shooting from left to right in their black and white checky shirts. Altrincham in yellow and blue, and they'll be shooting towards the River Tyne. And we've just had a message here from Alan Guest. Is Altrincham playing at the level we are aiming for next season? They certainly are. And we've had some fantastic games of Altrincham down here. Maybe not for Gateshead. There was once a game where Keith Fletcher scored a goal in the goal at the Tyne River end, and the ball went into the goal, great goal, but it rolled out the back of the net and was disallowed. Altrincham went on to win the game and ultimately win promotion a few games later. So yeah, we've got some history with Altrincham. There's Macaulay Langstaff
Great
bends
run.
his run. He's
Great
onside, but he needs some support. He's on the right-hand side of the box. Tries to cut inside of it, gets it to Campbell. Campbell's first touch was good. Shoots through a crowd. It's in! What a start to the second half! It was all through Macaulay Langstaff driving with the ball. And Adam Campbell, he's control on the edge of the box. And he aimed that one, placed it. It wasn't with power. And that was a fantastic bit of play by Gateshead.
Now, again, we've said we're in a new position here. We're normally down by the tunnel, but we've just got to see a wonderful run from Macaulay Langstaff. He's arced his run to stay on side. He's picked out Campbell, and it's a good finish. It's an intelligent finish. I mean, it does look as if it just bobbles in, but he's placed that so accurately. That's a wonderful goal for Gateshead.
Well, you couldn't have asked for a better start here in the second half. It's Gateshead 1, Altrincham 0, FA Cup first round action. And Gateshead, well, they started off like a steam train, but there's another 44 and a half minutes to go here. So it's far from over, and Altrincham will be trying to get straight back into this as they pick up the ball on the right-hand side. I think it's Costello now getting his first touches. Played to, can't see the shirt number who's holding it up on there. It's going to be crossed in from the right wing. He drives into the middle there and trying to pass the ball about, and it's stood up for Senior. He's twisting and turning, gets past his man. Can he get a shot off? Gateshead need to get this ball clear, and they have done. And Altrincham tried to come back straight
that's
away.
Not a bad knock either, by the way.
As well, Kedwin Scott chases this ball down and gives away a foul on the far side. Little bit needless. He was going nowhere.
I think he's injured.
Well, Kedwin Scott is just... Well, he's holding his... Yep. Oh, he's going down on the track here. That's not what we want to see from...
Paul Black could possibly come on.
Well, that's the replacement there.
His calf possibly. He's hooked.
Yeah, I don't know if it's hard to tell because he isn't grabbing at any one part. It's his thigh, isn't it? Is he rubbing his thigh there?
Chris Bell's been really canny there, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you see that? The Gateshead physio, the referee's told him to go around the pitch, and Chris Bell's just gone straight over, so the game can't restart just yet.
Well, let's see. We've got Craig Lamstaff's come on, lads. He's put a message there. Thank you very much. Alan Guest, get in. Yes, well, let's say we are carrying on here as Kedwin Scott receives treatment on the far side, and the ball is played to Kolikoff, who drives down the left-hand side with it. Campbell's there for company, and he's going to cross this ball in. It's a dangerous one towards the back post. Nobody's seen the man at the back. It hasn't been cleared yet. Chapman had to fist that one clear, and it's hooked clear by Langstaff.
That's a very
foul on the far side.
Very generous free kick, by the way.
That was a really dangerous ball, but nobody picked up the runner on the far side. I think it was Costello, wasn't it, on the far side?
Do you know what? It looks as if Kedwin's moving a bit now. Maybe he's come back on here.
Hopefully. Let's say we don't want to see Kedwin come out of the game.
Dave, can I just make a point? Is it me or is the wind now blowing towards the end we're at?
It does seem that way, yes. if the tree just behind the floodlight on the far side does seem to be bending that way, doesn't it? So
it's really unfortunate for your Altrincham, isn't it?
It certainly is. Norway calling. What a great start to the second half. Arvid, thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate you joining us this afternoon. Let's say 4 minutes gone in the second half. Gateshead 1, Altrincham 0. And, well, Gateshead trying to bring a little slip from Ollie, but he regains his composure. Nice covering there from Ward, who gets the ball. Story plays the ball to Campbell, who
That's better.
Flicks it towards Bailey, but he leaves it for Nicholson. Now it's across with Story. Story pumps the ball up towards Bailey. Bailey wins the header. Can he turn and get onto the ball? He can. He's in the right wing position at the moment. He needs to pass it into the middle, but carries the ball forward himself, gives it to Dan Ward, who can bring it down the right-hand side, crosses the ball in.
Ball that is.
And, it just crept over towards the far post, and no one was there to challenge for that. And but that was good stuff from Bailey. We've been seeing some fantastic defensive duties, but there he was trying to get the ball forward.
I've got to be honest, and I think Owen's had a great game, but I think he's played the wrong ball there.
Yeah.
Alex Nicholson's made a wonderful run in behind. He's just got to slot him in. He's in right-hand side of the area. However, he's chosen to go to Dan Ward, who's got space opened up in front of him. He's put a great ball in, but no one's really gambled.
Well, Kedwin Scott's moving freely at the moment and putting the
out
in defence under pressure. And here we are, he's in the box. Can he get a shot off himself? He goes to the edge of the box, lays it off to Dan Ward, who shoots. Oh, bobbles. The keeper had to see that go past his post. But that was a good strike there from Dan Ward.
It was a very similar effort to the one that Campbell scored, wasn't it? It wasn't the most powerful, but he's gone for accuracy, and it's just diverted wide of the post there. But again, Altrincham guilty of trying to play out from the back when Gateshead are putting them under such intense pressure, and it's just nearly cost them there. That would be game over if that goes in, I think.
Well, I think Kedwin Scott, I think the ball just didn't sit up for him as nicely as he would have wanted when he had acres of space in the box, and he had to turn on the ball to get a better control of it. And the ball's nodded forward there by Ollie. He's chasing down with Diggy as Kedwin Scott. Can he get past his man? And that's a good battle there, and that is a goal kick. And, it's going to take a lot to get past Diggy there, wasn't it?
Well, clearly, Kedwin's injury isn't as bad as we thought it was, because I thought the minute he went down, he was off.
Yeah, it did. Initially, I did think that was going to be the end of his afternoon, but thankfully, he's running around with ease at the moment. As the ball drops there to Altrincham. Nice tackle there. Can Sangstaff get in front of it? Oh, he just couldn't get there, but the ball's going to go all the way through to Chapman and negates a goal. And he's got time just to let that bounce. Rolls it out to Williamson. Back to Chapman. Back to Williamson. There's Altrincham applying pressure here as he pumps the ball up and out of play. Altrincham trying to force an error from the Gateshead defence. And now they can bring the ball forward.
Got a chance.
The defender goes for glory himself and got a good strike of the ball, but there wasn't any accuracy on that. And it's a goal kick to Gateshead. And the game, the early goal has really livened things up. It's Altrincham have to go for something now to try and get something out of the game.
Yeah, I think it was Malarkey, wasn't it? They do. I mean, at the minute it is only 1-0, so they are still very much in this game. But at the minute, it's a bit of a balancing act for them because they need to stay in the game more than anything and don't let Gateshead get a second. Yes, they want to get back into it, but they also need to just make sure they stay in the game. That's the big thing.
Yeah, Gateshead playing out from the back again here, and the wind has affected that clearance from Chapman, and this has brought Altrincham to try and drive the ball forward, and Story does manage to get that clear. And, Gateshead just making life a little bit difficult for themselves at the back there, but good pressure from Altrincham as well. As Altrincham have the ball on the edge of the box, trying to play it around. Now, Costello has the ball, looks to play it out to the left-hand side. He manages to get it there to the captain, who fouls Nicholson. It's a free kick to Gateshead.
Silly foul.
Yeah,
Silly foul.
And, Gateshead won't be too unhappy about that because that relieves a bit of pressure.
Yeah, I was just about to say there that, looking at the way the game's going, Gateshead have just got to be careful playing out from the back because, again, I know we keep talking about the wind, but it seems to be swirling more than anything. It's going all
there
over.
was that little dinged clearance from Chapman, and the ball just didn't move. It as if it had hit somebody, an invisible man, and just went back towards him. But Gateshead have the ball now on the left-hand side as Matty Jacob does well. Sees a throw in just inside his own half. Quickly takes it back to Ward. Oh, lovely little ball there. It's back with Jacob. Jacob tries to go. The run wasn't there from Ollie, and it was the right idea. Just Ollie didn't continue his run, and that's a goal kick to Altrincham. Well, we've already seen a change at half time, Mark, from Altrincham. Do you see them trying to make another change soon?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw Denanga coming on, to be honest. I mean, the pedigree he's got. He's a threat at the top end of the pitch, bit of power up there. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they look to him if they do need a goal.
Well, the ball's being sprayed across towards the right-hand side. Matty Jacob there just to win the header nicely. Oh, lovely play from Gateshead to send Langstaff away. He's got a wall of players around, goes for a shot himself, deflected. The bounce is had the keeper backtracking a little bit there. And, there's a lovely ball to get Langstaff away, but he had a wall of 3 shirts in front of him, and he didn't have many options, did he? But Gateshead tried to win the ball back. They do. And now Campbell plays it inside to Kedwin Scott. Good. Now Ollie, if he looks up, he's got Matty Jacob in space, who he does use. Back to Ollie. Ollie's just turns his run, plays it back to Dan Ward, who's playing a little bit higher up the pitch today. Ollie seems to be playing a little bit deeper.
It's working though, isn't it?
It certainly is. Now Nicholson has the ball on the right-hand side, just in front of the gated dugout. Tries to put a bent ball there for Kedwin Scott, and Altrincham defender read it well, pumps the ball up forward, and nicely brought down there by Costello, but Gateshead managed to intercept the loose ball, and it's back with Lewis Story in the centre of the pitch. Plays it to Dan Ward, who lost his footing, and it's ended up, and Dan Ward's going to win it back there, and Campbell, his first touch was lovely, beautiful touch. Can he send Langstaff away? Oh, intercepted in the middle there by number 25. That was Malarkey there, and it was a crucial interception. But now,
great pressure again.
Gateshead showing pressure on the Altrincham defence, and now they can try and bring the ball forward. It's out on the left-hand side now with Fitzpatrick, who decides to carry the ball forward himself over the halfway line, lays it out to Hannick. Hannick plays it inside to the middle now. It's a little bit easier to see some of the shirt numbers. So apologies to any Altrincham fans. We haven't mentioned some of the names, but the ball on the right-hand side now, right touchline, down the side of the box. Dangerous place, but they've played it back in towards centrally in the pitch. Plays back out to the right-hand side. Senior gets the ball back. Can he cross a ball in? He can. It's a dangerous one, but there was nobody there challenging straight into the chest of Jacob Chapman.
I think Mike Williamson will be a little bit concerned at how easy that cross came in there. The man far side was given far too much time. Just looks as if Altrincham have started.
That's a wasted.
It's a
poor ball. It's the only way you could describe it. It was passed back to Lewis Story. Couldn't keep it in, and this has given Altrincham a chance to keep their possession higher up the pitch.
Yeah, I just think Altrincham have upped the work rate a bit and the intensity they're playing with, and Gateshead have got to be aware of that. Well,
now Altrincham trying to work the ball up
football
there, and that's a lovely stuff there, and the ball's crossed across, and there's thought we were going to see an own goal there, but it's hooked clear by Nicholson. It's still in now, driving into the box is Costello. Costello is trying to aim up the shot, goes for it, and that's closer to the corner flag than it is to the goal. But just for a horrible second there, I thought Nicholson was just going to trickle that into his own net.
It's sloppy again, Gateshead. We mentioned this first half. They had a sloppy period. They weren't punished. I'll tell you what, they should have been punished there. And someone in the Gateshead side, one of the more experienced players here, your Williamson's a clear one, isn't it? The Stories, the Ollies, the Nicholson, someone's got to get a hold of them here.
Well, we did mention about playing out from the back here, and sometimes I think they need to be very careful. They're going to do it again here. Lewis Story with a short kick to the goalkeeper. There's two players on the edge of the box, and he goes long straight from it, and I don't know why he just didn't take a normal goal kick there. But that's just give us more pressure back on ourselves.
It's one of those, isn't it? If it works, it looks great, but sometimes it doesn't. But Gateshead, they've got this belief, and that's what has been installed in them. So clearly, or instilled in them. So clearly, they're going to keep doing it. They are generally very good at it. But at the minute, they've just got to be a little bit careful here.
Altrincham trying to bring the ball forward. It's with the captain on the mould, who sprays it out to the left-hand side and brought down lovely by Colour there, and and it's crossed in, and goes through to Chapman. And Gateshead just need to, as you say, they need one of these midfield players just to get on the ball and try and dictate it a little bit, because at the moment they're bypassing our midfield and the defenders having to mop it up at the moment.
Well, there was always going to be a reaction, always.
Yeah.
And at the minute you're seeing that from Altrincham, you would expect that. They're a very, very, very good side. But Gateshead have got to just keep doing what they're doing.
Well, Altrincham have a throw in just near their own corner flag on the far side of the pitch. And the ball goes out for a Gateshead throw about 10 yards inside the Altrincham half. There is a couple of Gateshead substitutes warming up, Paul Blackett notably, and Jack Hunter.
I mean, Hunter's probably the one you would look at in midfield, just someone a little bit more defensive, maybe on for Dan Ward. Not yet, but certainly
it's
towards the last
definitely
15,
an option,
20.
and that's the beauty of having a player like Jack Hunter on the bench, and the ball put out towards Dan Ward, couldn't keep it in. It was a lovely deft touch. It had a bit of spin on it, and that's what took it out. But Gateshead trying to apply the pressure here on the Altrincham defence as the ball's cleared. Bailey wins the ball, Does he get through to Gateshead shirt? He doesn't. It trickles through to yellow shirt, and Dan Ward does well to win the ball back now.
Oh,
Lovely flick. Oh, Langstaff's on side. Can he get the shot off? Deflect. Oh, well, that had to be put out for a corner because the movement and the vision from Kedwin Scott to chase down that dead ball had the defenders panicking.
It's a lovely tackle, because if he missed times that's a penalty. Yeah. It's fortunate how it went through to Kedwin Scott, but dangerous again from Altrincham with both sides living on the edge here, aren't they? It's making it a great watch. Just both trying to play out from the back in conditions that aren't exactly suited for it.
Well, Greg Ollie goes across towards the corner flag, and you can see that corner flag just fluttering in the wind. And we wait for this delivery to come in. And it's been taken short along the grass to Campbell on the edge of the box. Can he get a shot off? Tries to get it in. It's cleared only as far as Dan Ward, who I think will put it back out to Campbell. Now he puts it up there. Story's onside. Can he get there? It's been put across. Kedwin Scott! Oh, beautiful save! Beautiful save. But Kedwin, you thought he was nailed on to find the back of the net. He just had nobody near him. But Altrincham now try and break through Hannick. It's put out to the left-hand side. The Clough, who goes for a shot, bending one, stings the hands of Chapman. Still hasn't been cleared. It's with the Altrincham defence, and now attack. And Gateshead can get it clear through Owen Bailey. And, well, that was a let-off for Gateshead. It stung the hands of Chapman, and he didn't get the second ball and gave Altrincham a chance to try and do something. But they're still on the... Oh, and that was a nice little through ball. And a free kick is being given. This is a dangerous position here. About 25 yards out, maybe a little bit more, 30 yards. It's right of the D. And, well, this is not where you want to give away a free kick.
I mean, firstly, that Gateshead chance, if you want to fault anyone at the minute, it's Kedwin Scott. He's literally an on goal. He's just got to get past the keeper. It's a good save. The keeper stayed up, Mark Golding. I've seen enough of that. It's Benny Moore. He's a very good stopper. Kedwin's just got to score, but great break from Altrincham. A good save, we should say, from Chapman. He's done well because that was swerving. Gateshead just fortunate that the man and the follower couldn't get a decent connection, but this is a really dangerous free kick.
Well, trying to see which man it is standing over. I think it's Clough. Who's standing over it is the man with the gloves on. There's definitely enough room to get it up and over, and that's what he's going to... Well, he went straight to go underneath the wall. Ball's pumped away, and Kedwin Scott's going to chase Diggy down for this. Diggy nods it back to the goalkeeper, and, well, hearts are in mouths for the Altrincham defence, but there's enough time for it to get back there, and now Altrincham try and bring the ball forward themselves. There's bottom man on the right-hand side and acres of space. It's crossed out there towards Senior, and now you can take a touch and play it out to Costello, I think it is, who plays it through there. Lovely ball for Senior to try and run onto. Can he cross a ball in? And it goes out. It doesn't. Does it go out? Left. We've got a goal kick.
Offside. I thought when the little touch was played in, it did look as if the man on the right was just offside. But, I keep saying that. I said at the start, this game could literally go either way from here. If Kedwin Scott scores there, we're probably looking at Gateshead going on to win the game comfortably. But by the same token, 30 seconds later, Altrincham could have been back in it, and they've got the momentum.
Well, it's definitely got to be respected in that aspect of Altrincham. And, well, Chapman is going along with this one. Up it goes towards Kedwin Scott and Diggy, and that was a push. That was definitely... Well, the referee put his hands up there. I thought he was going to signal for a foul, but the referee says play on. That's a free kick. A throw in on the far side to Altrincham.
Feels like a cup tie.
It certainly does. Well, we're about 20 minutes into the second half. Gateshead 1, Altrincham 0. Adam Campbell, the man who was the difference maker, is Ward. Finds Campbell, tries to get it back to Ward, and the ball wasn't the greatest. And that was a nice little flick there. And Altrincham try and break. They've got space here, and the ball's put over the top on the left-hand side. And Nicholson does very well there. And that is a throw into Altrincham. Quickly taken. Lovely bit of turning there from Clough. And it gets towards the back post. And, well,
Matty Jacobs done brilliantly there, because that's a great ball to the far post. And I think the man, I can't see who it is from here because
Right, it's Kisselo, I think.
we're about 3.5 miles away. But Jacob hasn't gone to win the ball. He's just gone to make it uncomfortable for Kozlo and make sure he couldn't get a free header. He's done brilliantly there, Matty Jacob. That's really good.
Well, we're seeing very much like the first half, Altrincham starting to get their
Good ball.
spells of pressure as the game goes on, but Gateshead in possession at the moment. There was an overlap. He manages to get the ball to him now. Now Dan walking up down the left. Can he get there? Ball rolls out, and unfortunately for Gateshead, it goes out for a throw to Altrincham.
There's just been little bits of threat from Gateshead where the final ball just hasn't quite been there.
Well, just I know it's 1,000 something the attendance. I didn't hear it fully over our headphones. So Campbell turns in the centre. Can he pick out a Gateshead shirt? Gets it out to Ollie. Ollie has to turn. Nice. Oh, beautiful stuff to pick out Nicholson. The ball spinning. Can he cross this ball in? Lays it back to Ollie. Ollie, nice first touch. Needs to pass it inside to Kedwin Scott. Just too much on it, and that would have been lovely if it had come off, but lovely pressure from Kedwin Scott, making Altrincham play it around the back. It's been cleared now. Owen Bailey tries to win the header from Hannock. Now Altrincham can try and break, but Nicholson's there just to intercept, slow it down, and Gateshead can try and bring the ball forward now. Nice run from Dan Ward on the right-hand side. He needs some support, though. Ollie is showing there, but now it's Nicholson. Nicholson dispossessed. Oh, Campbell wins the ball back edge of the box, goes for a lovely cross ball. Oh, and Langstaff has kept it in. Well,
this linesman in front of us has had a bit of a mixed afternoon, hasn't it?
I mean, that was definitely an intentional cross there for the back post from Campbell. It was lovely, just unfortunately, just a little bit too much on it. And Langstaff doing a bit of the unsung hero work here today. He's done a lot of running into the space, running the channels, trying to move defenders with him. And just unfortunately for him, that ball wouldn't sit up.
I do feel as if there's another goal here for Gateshead. You know, they are threatening when they're getting forward. So just need to that final pass has just got to be better.
Well, Campbell brings it down to Ollie. Ollie puts it over the top for Kedwin Scott. He's got past Diggy. He's went down. I don't know why he went down there. I thought he could have carried on going.
To be fair, I think Diggy's been quite cute there. He's just it's a great kick, by the way. I think he's just given him a little nudge, enough to send him off balance at very least.
We don't have the benefit of replays. I'd like to see a replay of that, but
get it on VAR.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's a great ball.
But this could be lovely bit of skill by Ollie. Just flicks it behind himself, and good cover and play there from Fitzpatrick to put Ollie off from getting it to a teammate. And now Altrincham can try and bring it down the right-hand side. They check the run, played on the inside to Jake Moult, the captain, who pings it out to the left-hand side. Collar Clough nods it on. Chested down by Piers. And Piers gets past his man. Campbell's back there to help with the defender, and it's crossed into the centre. Oh, and Gateshead was cleared across the shot from distance. Oh, well, I've seen some defensive clearances in my time, but that one just crossed to the corner of the box.
With the sub coming on.
Well, I'm going to see another change here from Altrincham. Gateshead fans are in fine voice. I don't know if it's been picked up on the microphone here from where we are in the press box. Oh, Bernard McWilliams sent us a message. Thank you very much, Bernard. He's given us where it is. The attendance is 1,095 with 211 away fans. Fantastic effort. Well done, everybody. Another attendance over 1,000 is a fantastic achievement and hopefully something to build on. Is now Altrincham bring the ball forward over the halfway line on the right-hand side. Is going to play it inside to Moult. Moult, if he looks up, he's got Collar Clough in acres of space, and Story's header just lands to Collar Clough, who goes for the shot, and Mike Williamson had to be there to block that shot. It's still not away yet, the danger. Fitzpatrick into the centre there. Too much space for the forward. Offside flag goes up, and we're going to see number 29, Daniel Whitehead, leave the pitch now, and he's going to be replaced by Adam Paul, who I believe is on loan from Stoke. Is that right? Yeah. I do listen to you, Mark, before we go on air sometimes. So there we go. We've got this youngster coming on. Looks like the central midfielder, like for like. "26 minutes gone, make it here." By the clock on the track here. As the ball's put over the top, Diggy has got time and space to control this one. Is he going to pass it back to his keeper? Langstaff closes that one down by the run. And Diggy...
Not sure that's going, you know.
Oh, there we go. Well, Kedwin Scott battling with him there. It's been put across to the far side. Senior's going to have to sprint to keep that in, and he can it. And that's good pressure from Gateshead, forcing that error.
It really was, yeah. I mean, Diggy's got to take control of the situation there. I could tell from here it's not going out.
Yeah.
You could see that the ball wasn't rolling enough to go out, and that's very naive from the centre-back.
It was poorly judged, wasn't it? You could see it was just going to stop. And credit to Kedwin Scott. Applied the pressure. Because now we have a throw on the far side, halfway inside the Altrincham half. Campbell's shouting for it, but now he gets the ball. He's in the centre of the park. Oh, he gets it back from Ollie. He plays the ball through. There was a lovely little run there from Kedwin Scott. If he had noticed it, it's just obviously easier for us from up here to spot that one, but it was lovely movement from Kedwin. He just left the defender by himself.
I know you got the goal, so it's an obvious thing to say, but I think Adam Campbell's had a great game today.
Yeah.
Every time he's gone the ball, he's tried to play players in. He's looked a threat. He's looked lively. He's worked hard. I think he's had a cracking game. There's another sub coming on.
Well, Altrincham. Oh, I think is this a? Oh no. The ball's been put down. It must have just been clearing it of its numbers as Gateshead get the ball out to Langstaff. Manages to ping the ball forward towards Kedwin Scott. It's been cleared up the pitch and turned from Altrincham. That's going to be launched back away by Story, and it wasn't the greatest clearance. Back to a yellow shirt, and that's a great tackle there. And Gateshead can now put the ball over the top. And well, Kedwin Scott was having a tussle there with the defender, and the referee is judged to give it the other way. We'll try not to be too rose-tinted glasses, but that looked like it was definitely 50-50.
Toss a coin, I think.
Yeah. "28 minutes gone. Gateshead 1, Altrincham 0.
Pressure again.
Lovely pressure, but it's going to find its way to Fitzpatrick, who's got time to lay this one forward. And well, Collarclough didn't make the run, but somebody else did, and Nicholson had to be well. Well, he was fouled to Nicholson, but you always have that moment of fear.
Well, I mean, you're right, but he has gone straight in the back of Nicholson.
Yeah.
That is definite foul, and Alex has used his experience there just to get his body between man and ball, and the guys come steaming in. Again, I apologise to Altrincham fans. I can't see who it is from here, but it's not a great challenge, is it?
Certainly not. Well, Collarclough, who backheads it, and Gateshead managed to clear it up towards Diggy. Diggy heads it towards the centre of the pitch. Well, Altrincham can try and get this ball forward now, and Senior brings the ball forward on the right wing. He's got space to run into. He's got space to cross this ball in if he wanted to as well, but there wasn't much to aim at. Now Altrincham have more players forward, but Gateshead are defending in numbers. Tried to thread it through, and well, that was a foul there, and the referee gives it.
It's the one thing I'd say Altrincham have been guilty of is just it's kind of over enthusiasm at the top end of the pitch, where they're getting Gateshead into awkward situations where they're facing towards their own goal, and they're just doing clumsy fouls. Yeah.
You can see there's no malice in it, but if they stayed on their feet, it would make life a lot more difficult.
It's an eagerness and like I say, an over enthusiastic approach. I get it. They're a goal down, so you've got to try and give it a little bit extra. But at the minute, it's doing them more harm than good.
Well, the ball falls to Ollie in the centre, lays it off to Campbell. Gateshead very much on the right-hand side of the pitch, left-hand side of the pitch at the moment. Now, ball can be played through to Ward, another player who's covered quite a bit of grass this afternoon. Campbell lays it back to Story, who takes a touch. Now he can bring it forward, puts the ball over the top. I think that would have been offside if that ball had went through. but is intercepted by Altrincham, trying to bring it down the right-hand side. Gateshead can come away now as Ollie tries to drive with it. Plays it through there for Kedwin Scott and to get there. And, well, Diggy just gets in front of him now. Well, that was a foul.
Brilliant.
And referee, that was fantastic.
That's outstanding from Kedwin Scott. Do you know what? I always think whenever I watch Kedwin, and this is from his Dunstan days right onwards, he looks like a nuisance to play against. And what he's done there, he's got his body between. Diggy's first touch was horrendous. Let's not lie here. But he's got his body in between the ball and Diggy and enticed a foul. It's a booking as well. And this is dangerous, by the way. This is kind of like if anyone watches hockey, it's like a short corner, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 8 yards in or 10 yards in from the corner flag here. It's well, you've got a few options here. You can put it in with pace. You can lob it in here, and all hard to defend from this angle.
Mike Williamson scored for Gateshead, yeah.
He has, yes, I think.
Is that when he tried to claim when it was really Elliot Forbes' goal?
Possibly.
Because I tell you what, with his height back post, if this ball's right, he's hovering on the edge of the box at the moment.
I think this may come in a bit lower. Oh no, it's going towards the back post, went for a shot himself, Ollie.
No, I think he's just got too much on the cross. I've got to be honest, it's not.
It wasn't the
third sub.
Well, here we are. Substitution about to come on. Are they making 2 substitutions here? That would be 4 substitutes. That is 4 substitutes they've made. They made one at half time. And they made one before. That is 4 substitutes. They have broke the rules. That's 4 substitutes. 4 substitutions made by Altrincham. If anyone can let us know, I didn't think that the COVID rules that were in place a few years ago, and have a few more substitutes, would be in place. But that is 4 substitutes made by Altrincham. So are we to see some FA Cup controversy here? As Altrincham now have the ball forward. And, well, as I say, I'm a little bit gobsmacked by that. As the ball's played into the middle. And now Gateshead intercept the ball and break with it. It's Kedwin Scott driving with the ball. Sorry, it's not Macaulay Langstaff, sorry. And was he fouled there? He was. And, well, that was great play there.
I have a third go, Dave. I think it's Owen Bailey.
Sorry, Owen Bailey. I got the... I'm going to put that down to where we are in the press box. But wow, am I the only person that's a little bit gobsmacked by the 4 substitutes there?
I think he might be able to make up to 5. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, I'll say we're always here to stand to correct it, and sometimes have to be. But yeah. So it must be because you'd think the referees would be on top of that, or the opposing bench. So 34 minutes gone. Gateshead with a free kick here, about 35 yards out, 10 yards from the left wing, and in it comes. Oh, and nearly touched it. It's in! I think that's went in direct from Greg Ollie. It has. It just bounced through. It was so dangerous, and it killed at the end. And that is 2-0 to Gateshead.
We mentioned the short corner free kick that they had earlier on, and that's probably the sort of ball that Greg wanted to play in, wasn't it? Where he wanted that whip where any touch on it takes it in. In the end, no touch takes it in.
Yep.
The keeper, everyone looks towards the keeper, but that's an impossible ball to defend for the Altrincham defence and the goalkeeper. Gateshead now, what we're looking at, just over 15 minutes left.
Nothing silly.
It's about keeping the heads here because they deserve to go through.
Well, Alan Guest, he seems to think that both teams are only allowed 3 substitutions. But as I say, it might be a little bit different in the FA Cup. But he seems to think they broke the rules. Ian Smith has put "Get up, sausage."
Quite.
Definitely. Well, now we're going to see Altrincham try and go for it. They have to. And will that open up gaps for Gateshead at the other end as the ball's put through for Colliclough down towards the dead ball line? His first touch was good. And did he foul Nicholson? He did.
Thing again.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that's really frustrating from Altrincham, if you're from an Altrincham persuasion, because they've done it again where they've got Gateshead in the most awkward position inside their own box. And it's just a stupid, senseless foul.
It certainly is. Well, at the minute. Gateshead won't be complaining too much. There's a tinfoil FA Cup as well down on the far end
Truly
of the pitch.
is first round.
This is the FA Cup. And a big shout out to Tracy Wilson. She's recovered her last day of isolation. She's got her tinfoil FA Cup there as well. And if you are ill or say unable to make it because of that, we hope that you've enjoyed the game so far. It's not over yet by any stretch of the imagination, but we hope that we've brought you a little bit of happiness this afternoon. As Altrincham try and bring the ball forward, foul given away. Referee says play on as he pings the ball over. And well, the only time the referee should have pulled it back.
Great ball, by the way.
Oh, and well, Kedwin Scott's chasing Diggy down. Diggy has had to see that out, and that's a throw in bang level with the corner of the right hand side of the box. So we'll see. 5 substitutes allowed in the FA Cup. So there we go. That's from Leftover Venison, which I think is probably the best name I've ever seen for a handle on social media. So there we go. So my panic was over. So hopefully they don't put that in the highlights. Commentator blunders. Oh, that's a foul there, is it? No, it's a throw in. And well, there's a bit of frustration there from Kedwin Scott. He's had one of them afternoons where he's done very well, but he'll be a little bit annoyed he isn't on the score sheet as the ball's pumped towards Kedwin. Was he offside there when he come back? I thought he might have been, but he's got the ball. He's got Diggy to get past, and the ball, Diggy manages to clear it. He intercepted it. Owen Bailey's touch wasn't the greatest there, but we forgive him. He's done very well in this game so far. Well, thank you to everyone for their messages. Keep sending them in. There's Fitzpatrick. Takes the throw. Gateshead fans in fine voice. I hope it's picked up on the microphone. We're tucked away in the press box at the moment. Now, Porter, the youngster on loan from Stoke, plays the ball over the top for Kisselo to try and get to. Brings the ball down well. Gets a lovely control there. And they've got a chance there. Fantastic goal. They really did open up Gateshead there. The ball over the top from Porter to Kisselo caused problems. Kisselo's first touch, put it across. And, well, Gateshead lived dangerously there and paid the price.
They did, yeah. Again, we mentioned them as danger men, Kozlo and Dinanga. It's just, there's a couple of naive challenges gone in from Gateshead there where they didn't need to go to ground, just stand your ground. It's kind of fortunate how it's got you. Dinanga, the deflections took it towards him, but good finish and game on.
It certainly was. Well, let's say the ball from Porter was beautiful, and so was the control from Kisselo. But it's 2-1 to Gateshead here. We've got 6 minutes remaining of normal time. And, well, it wouldn't be the FA Cup without some heart-raising moments as the ball's played over the top. But Gateshead have got time just to control this and clear it. I think he had a little bit more time than he thought there, Story. But now Ollie brings it down. Ollie gives it to Kedwin Scott. Lays it back to Nicholson, who takes a touch. He's under pressure from Dinanga. Now Williamson can look to put this ball forward. Look for the run of Ollie. Ollie's touch. The side of the boot tries to take it past his man. And goes out for a throw. Fitzpatrick. And we've got a substitution here. Jack Hunter is coming on here. You would imagine it's going to be to try and shore up that midfield and defensive duties here. And it's going to be for... Didn't see the shirt number there. It's going to be for Adam Campbell. Well, scorer of the first goal, Campbell. His work rate has been absolutely phenomenal again here this afternoon on the Gateshead Stadium pitch. But Jack Hunter arrives into the fray, and you would imagine be more for defensive duties than anything else as the ball goes over the top towards Williamson, who calmly passes it back to Chapman. Chapman takes a touch, plays a crossfield ball looking for Langstaff, but way too much on it, and out it goes for a throw-in. Well, a nervous end here to the dying 5 minutes of the game as Dinanga lays the ball off, and now it's out to Collar Clough, who carries the ball forward, twisting and turning the edge box, puts it in net, hooked out by Williamson, out for a throw in here on the left hand side near the corner flag. Just confirmation that Denanga scored the goal there. And now Fitzpatrick plays it back to its Piers, I think it was there. And trying to probe and get this ball into the box or altering him out. It goes towards Senior on the far side. Can Senior do something with it? He lays it off. Now the ball's crossed into the box, headed clear by Mike Williamson, and hasn't been fully cleared yet by Gator, but now it has. And it's going to be a throw in just inside their own half for Altrincham on the far side. And it's by hook or by crook, get this ball out of danger's way for the Gator defence at the moment. And that's all we want. Well, waiting for this throw to be taken. Gator trying to apply pressure. The ball, the crossfield ball to Collarclough, and Nicholson just gets a head on it, and Collarclough has to chase it down. And fantastic from Jacob Chapman. He had to be quick. He had to be strong. He got to the ball first. And I think he's took a little knock on the arm for his troubles here from Collarclough. The referee's calling Collarclough back here. He's caught. Oh, no, it wasn't. Sorry. He's for the linesman, for the physio to come on. He's took a knock there, but that was some brave goal. He had to be fast. He had to be strong. He certainly was that. And we have a break in play at the moment while Chapman gets checked over. Once again, a massive thank you to everyone that's joined us this afternoon. There was obviously 2 BBC commentaries and an Altrincham commentary as well. Thank you for choosing us this afternoon. It really does mean the world to us. We cover all the games. Let's say this, obviously this is a big game, but they're all big games to us. We want to have everyone that cannot make it to a game involved on a match day, and we thank you very much. As Chapman takes his free kick here up, and Diggy is wrestling with Kedwin Scott, and it's just getting a little bit fraught at the moment, as Ollie with a lovely little flick of his own shoulder. Can he get past his man? He's still going. If it drives inside, gets it to Dan Ward, who puts it into Kedwin Scott, takes a touch. He's still twisting and turning, lays it off. Now Jack Hunter puts a ball across there, headed clear only as far as Ollie gets it to Langstaff, deflected over the bar, and that's a corner to Gateshead. And that was some good passing football in and around the final third.
It was lovely. It's really calm, and Greg Ollie, all his experience and skill and composure, exactly what Gateshead need.
Yeah. Well, Bernard McWilliams has put Gaddis gaffs every time for me. I've only made about 2 or 3 today, so it's all right. As long as I get the goals right, Bernard. We hope to see Bernard here at Gateshead International Stadium very soon as well. As Ollie plays this short to Jack Hunter, who's going to hold this ball up with his strength at the corner flag. He's holding off 2 players there, and it went out for a goal kick. We've got a minute and a half of normal time remaining. You would think with the substitutes we're going to have at least 3 minutes here. And Collarclough is having words with the Gateshead bench there. Don't know what that was about in the 4th official. As the ball's played over the top, Hunter wins the header back up towards the Altrincham defence, headed clear again. Can Gateshead get this ball? Was that a foul? It is, just on the halfway line. And Moult is not happy with that one, but can be not many complaints about that. Well, Essex Heat said, quality service as usual, chaps. Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us. It's you that make this commentary happen, because without the listeners, we are nothing. As Kedwin Scott is going to make way here. Is it Kedwin Scott? It is, yeah. He's given a battling performance this afternoon. He should have really got on the score sheet, but it wasn't for some excellent goalkeeping. And he's played his part today magnificently.
It's been a hard-working display from Kedwin, and he's kind of put his body on the line, hasn't he? He's took some blows, he's took some knocks, but he's just kept going and going and going, which is what he always gives you, to be fair.
Well, we said it all season long. This front 3 work for each other. They're not selfish, and it's a lovely little bit down there. And can we get the ball into the box? It's twisting and turning from Dan Ward, taking out towards the corner flag. That's all he wants to do, and it's a free kick given. We've got 5 minutes of added on time here. We're into that already, And what a tense 5 minutes this is going to be. Throw in on the far side. Up there, Gateshead win the header, get it down towards Dan Ward. Didn't beat his man, dispossessed, and now Altrincham going to put this out to Collarclough on the left-hand side. But Nicholson's there for company to close him down. And, well, I thought he was going to take one for the team there, but Collarclough managed to put a spray ball out to the far side to Kisselo. That's a fantastic ball. He's still going as well. Kisselo plays it into the middle, well, the edge of the box, sorry. Now it's back out onto the far side, and this is dangerous stuff from Altrincham. Gateshead under pressure, still with the ball, and now it's out to Senior. Can he cross the ball in? Grass cutter, and into the arms of Jacob Chapman on the ground.
Do you know that's a decent ball, by the way, and someone from Altrincham has got a gamble near post there. I think the man out wide's done everything he can for that. It's really poor.
Certainly as well. We've probably got about 4 minutes remaining now as Diggy brings the ball down. He's under pressure from Blackett. Now it's been cleared only as far as Ollie. Ollie brings the ball forward, puts it over towards Blackett, way too much on it, into the arms of the goalkeeper.
I don't think he needed to play that.
No, I think he should have just took that towards the corner flag, but now it's been cleared by Gould in the Altrincham goal from the Altrincham goal. Didn't know what was going to happen there on the far side as the ball's been put out by Lewis Story for a throw-in on the far side. Tense and nervy times. If you all just joined us, it's Gateshead 2, Altrincham 1. We're into injury time here. 5 minutes added on at Gateshead International Stadium. FA Cup first round. Can Gateshead get themselves into the hat for the second round? They've already got one shoelace in. Can they get the boots in? As Altrincham played into the centre. They're committing men forward, trying to get the ball up towards the box. And Kisselo, is he offside with that ball there? No, he's onside. Can he control it? He's had to turn on himself. Twisting and turning with Matty Jacob. Now the ball's crossed in. It's another dangerous one. Williamson needs it clear. Only as far as a player on the edge of the box. It still hasn't been cleared yet by Gateshead. Out towards the right-hand side again. In comes another decent delivery, but it's been hooked clear by Williamson. And Gateshead really need to push out. They're sitting deep at the moment. Lovely stuff from Blackett. Chases the ball down. Gets past Diggy. Fantastic stuff.
Brilliant.
He relieves some pressure. Really well relieved the pressure that the defence needed.
Exactly what you needed from your front man there from a Gateshead point of view. Didn't really have any intention of going towards goal. Just get the ball as high up the pitch. Altrincham right in the edge of the own area now.
Well, Diggy giving it to his teammate. Now it's with Fitzpatrick, who's got time to bring the ball forward. Still going. It's inside the Gateshead half. Porter plays it back to him. And now Fitzpatrick plays it down line to Collarclough, who is under pressure. Now the ball's crossed in deep towards the far side. Headed clear by Gateshead. Headed on again by Ward. And now Blackett just hooks it over his shoulder. And the keeper Gould is having to chase to keep this in to try and keep the ball alive. He does. Now he's going to thump this up towards the top line. But he's got a player offside at the moment. Williamson wins the header. Was he fouled in the process? But the ball lands with a Gateshead shirt. Now it's played forward by Ollie. And really, he should have aimed for the corner flag there. And the keeper managed to keep that ball alive again. And now it's played out to Collarclough again. And nodded forward. Can Ollie clear this ball? Now it's been hooked clear. And Diggy and Blackett, well, they were tussling. But the ball goes all the way back through to Matthew Gould again. Now it's back with Diggy. Diggy looks to get the ball moving. Porter gives it to Fitzpatrick. Back to Porter, who we know can put a dangerous ball forward as he tries to pick out Kisselo. And a deceiving ball that gets there. Now they've got an opportunity to cross the ball in the box. They've got people forward trying to pick a ball through. Cleared by Gateshead. And well, the referee hasn't looked at his watch yet and we're still playing here. Altrincham trying to push and get something out of this game as the ball's dinked up towards the box. It's going to land towards Altrincham player. It fell towards... Oh, and it's an equaliser! Gateshead just couldn't cope with the pressure. Altrincham celebrate. It was hooked into the back of the net. And Gateshead a little bit guilty there of sitting deep and letting that ball come towards them. And it looks like this is going to be going to a replay.
Very, very, very scrappy, wasn't it? I mean, it's an awful goal. It's just a ball at the edge of the box that's hung and hung and hung. Gateshead have just got to deal with it. It's so poor defensively. It's even the finish is scrappy. That's devastating. Gateshead in control. Altrincham, to be fair, they've done brilliantly to get back in this because they looked on at 2-0.
They kept pushing and kept pushing. It was wave after wave in the last 5 minutes here, and you would say that is probably the last bit of action of the game. 2-2 here at Gateshead International Stadium. I couldn't tell you who put it in the back of the net because it was just a bit of a defensive mess, and a leg went out and in it went in the back of the net. And Altrincham fans are in full voice at the far end of the Tyne Weir stand from where we are here, and Gateshead are going to kick back off. And how long will the referee give us of play here as Gateshead have the ball? Now it's with Matty Jacob. Played back to Lewis Story. Now with Williamson. Referee, little glance at his watch there. Back to Story. Gateshead need to get this ball forward if they want to get something here. Back to Williamson. And there you go. That is the full-time whistle. Altrincham have got something out of this game when they looked dead and buried. Gateshead just sat too deep, didn't clear the lines when they should have done, and invited Altrincham in to get an equaliser. And, well, Gateshead will be in the hat on Monday evening for the second round draw. We're going to have to do it the hard way again, Mark. And that is frustrating.
They are, yeah. I'm still trying to work out who scored here. Altrincham again, they've done brilliantly. Gateshead should have won today. I think they were just the better side, but Altrincham have done brilliantly to stick out this and take it to a replay. It won't be an easy task down there on Tuesday night, but I think it's Moult by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Looks like it's been credited to Jake Moult, the captain, but it's a tough test, but at least Gateshead are in the draw. That's the main thing.
Yeah, they certainly are, and it keeps the excitement going. Unfortunately, we won't be the only name on that number on Monday evening, but thank you very much to everyone that has joined us today. Unfortunately, we didn't be able to bring you the win, but Gateshead are still in the FA Cup. That's what matters. We've got another bite of the apple, and hopefully they can do the job down at Altrincham. And we'll see, we might be able to bring you the coverage of that game. We'll see. But for now, please join us on Thursday night for all the reaction to this game and the draw. The Heat Army Podcast live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. Follow us on all social media, and you'll see when we go live, and you can interact with us then. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mark, for joining me this afternoon. It was a classic FA Cup tie. We had everything but a red card. We'll have to see what the replay brings.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not going to be easy down there. It's going to be such a tough game. But, Gateshead at 2-0 up, you've just got to be a little bit more streetwise and a little bit more clever. And there were a couple of times in injury time where there's just a ball lumped forward, and it's not really, not that you want to aim it at anyone as such, but it's just gone to... It's just gone to an Altrincham defender who's been able to put the pressure back on. Gateshead have got to be a little bit more streetwise, a little bit more clever in injury time and see the game out. But I think, again, and I will say this, you've got to give Altrincham some credit because they were gone as far as I was concerned. They were really, really gone, but they've got back into it. It's going to be such an interesting replay.
It certainly is. Well, thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you on Thursday night for the Heat Army Podcast live. And, well, we've got that excitement of the FA Cup draw. Join us for the reaction on Thursday.